Good morning and happy Sunday. All right. Happy Sunday. Um, triumph. Triumph. We've triumphed. Yes. Is there a coffee? Yes, there's a coffee. Yes, there's a coffee. What happened to my screen? There we go. There's my screen. My thumbnail kind of thing. Anyways, cheers. Happy June. It is now June. I think it was last week. It was June too. Last Sunday. Yes, it was June 1st actually. It was my pre-recorded show because I was driving home from somewhere far. But triumph. Okay. Just to recap, in case you don't know, Triumph's song "Lay It on the Line." Triumph's one of my favorite bands of all time, by the way, and one of my favorite guitar players of all time. I own this guitar because it's the closest thing that I can get to Rick Emmett's famous Ackerman. So it looks similar, but the famous one only has one FO up here. If you've been watching my show, anytime I play Triumph, I bring this thing out. What's this clicking sound? There it is. Anyhow, we're going to turn that off. There we go. Okay. So, Triumph, one of the greatest Canadian bands of all time. Their song during the Stanley Cup playoffs, most notably when the Leafs were actually still in the playoffs, they've been playing the song "Lay It on the Line." It's become a signature song for the hockey playoffs this year. They've also been playing the song "Fight the Good Fight," and they've also been playing, well, actually, that's probably about it for Triumph. but anyhow, Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Stanley Cup final was on was it Thursday night? Oh, Friday. So I'm sorry, Friday night. Friday night, and Triumph was going to be on play a mini concert in just before the show, their pregame show in the square in front of Scotiabank Center in Edmonton, and Glorious Sons played. Now, being a rabid Triumph fan, like a lot of my friends are, you know who you are. I guess we were expecting Hockey Night in Canada, or whatever you want to call it, Sportsnet, or whatever incarnation of media we watch hockey on. I guess we thought there was going to be a Triumph concert before the hockey game, and silly us, because we're rabid fans, there wasn't. I mean, if you watch other shows that have the same sort of concert type event at the beginning, they're mostly talking about hockey, because guess what? That's why you tuned in for, and that's it. Of course, if you're a Triumph fan and there's not much reunions and they're just getting together and we're rabid to see this band, and you're gonna think that, hey, why aren't they gonna show the whole three songs? And we actually, we were on Facebook looking and everyone's trying to guess the three songs. I guessed it right, by the way. Three songs were Allied Forces, Fight the Good Fight, and Lay It on the Line. Of course, the two songs that they play on during the games and the breaks and that kind of thing. So, here's our question. Triumph was made up of Todd Kearns on bass, Brent Fiss on drums, and of course the amazing Phil X on guitar, who actually did play in Triumph after Rick Emmett left. He replaced him for the Edge of Excess album, and of course the two original members, Gil Moore on drums and Rick Emmett on guitar. Michael Levine could not make the show. Some people speculated that his health was in jeopardy, but no, he and Canadian people out there who watch this will know that he had to get he was a specialist appointment he had to go to, and as you know, in Canada, if you cancel that appointment, it might be 6 months before you get another one. So guess what? He went to his appointment and couldn't make the flight to Edmonton with the other boys to play. So here's the question: was that really Triumph? Okay, because here's another thing to throw into the pot here. Triumph has just released a tribute album with all other artists playing Triumph songs, like some, a lot of bands have done this. Rush, Zeppelin, a lot of people have done this thing where a lot of other amazing artists do an album of Triumph songs, and it's got Dee Snider on there singing "Late on the Line." It's got um, Sebastian Bach singing 24 Hours a Day. And it's got, of course, Phil X of the Drills and of Bon Jovi singing Allied Forces. That's how I got my guests in there. So, anyhow. So, they're, kind of promoting that album and promoting the band. And as Rick Emmett said it in an interview, sometimes songs have their day and then they go away, and then sometimes they have their day again, and that's what he's talking about with "Lay It on the Line," that it's come and resurfaced in front of hockey fans in Canada. So anyhow, that's how the story ran out on Friday night. All of us Triumph fans watching this, it was just amazing to watch, and I was quite upset. I wrote a post about it and said thanks Sportsnet for the great coverage of Triumph. And I don't want to watch the game now. I had to watch the game because it's Stanley Cup Finals anyways, and I want Edmonton to win. And let's just say the footage wasn't great. They had them on. Yeah, I'm hoping someone else posts footage. I'm sure Hockey Night in Canada has the whole thing. And whether they'll release that or not, I don't know. The bottom line, guys, it was a hockey game. It wasn't a Triumph concert. So let's get over it and move on. Then comes the question again. I'll say it again. Was it really a Triumph concert? Rick Emmett did not sing much. I think he sang the intro and some of the verses to "Lay It on the Line." The high parts were sang by Todd Kearns. Todd Kearns sang all of "Fight the Good Fight," and Phil X, of course, who sang Allied Forces on the tribute album, sang Allied Forces. Okay, let's talk about Gilmore, of course, was the singer on Allied Forces, the song. Why wasn't he singing it? Well, guess what, guys? These guys are in their 70s. And, as Pete Townsend said once, "I hope I die before I get old." Did we expect rock and roll to be this old? And our favorite classic rock artists to be this old? And still out there playing. Now, still out there playing. I think a lot of them love to play. Rick Emmett loves to play. He's never stopped playing. Gilmore and Mike Levine, they moved on to more the business side, and they were the business side of Triumph. Gilmore was he built the studio, he took care of all the staging, those great light shows that you see for Triumphs are all designed by Gilmore, and their first show they did, that show they went down to Texas for, he did that by the seat of his pants because he was a production guy. If you watch the Triumph documentary, he had all the gear in his garage, and and used to rent it out to local bands, and that was really it's kind of a funny story. If you watch the documentary, most of you have, so I don't have to explain this, but yeah, so he designed all that. Mike Levine was always involved with record companies before and after Triumph, and he was the producer of all the Triumph albums. And Rick Emmett was, of course, the wonder-kind lead vocalist, lead guitarist, songwriter guy, and always played music. And that's how they actually acquired him when they needed a front guy, incredible musician front guy, and they got him. And he continued to be that role, and they continued to be the business role. So, has Gilmore played a lot of drums in the last 10 years? No. Has he sang a lot of lead? No. He did 3 songs during for the private Triumph Fan Fest back in, was it 2019, I think? 19? Yeah, maybe. But Yeah, so he's not really into the whole side of playing. Neither is Levine. So, and I think Chris, my friend, said Gilmore for the 2008 Sweden concert. They got together for an entire set, and Gil had to practice a ton for that and take vocal lessons and all that and get his vocals ready and just to do that show. So if there's going to be a Triumph reunion, I think that kind of solidified on Friday night that there won't be a Triumph reunion. Those guys have moved on. Rick Emmett has definitely moved on with a different style of music. He's kind of into his jazzier stuff and semi-retired too. I think he made that announcement a few years ago. So, Triumph fans, at least we got to see some Triumph on mainstream TV, and at least we got to see our band back up and the songs getting a little bit more airplay and airtime in the world. So, kudos to Shaw Hockey Night in Canada for letting them do that and using the song. And kudos to the boys for pulling it together and getting out there and playing. And the three guys that played with them are incredible musicians, and they pulled it off, and they sounded great. Um, it was a good representation of what we could have had, what we did have. All right, so let's get over it, guys. I think I'm over it. I was quite upset on Friday night, but we love Triumph and we love Rick Emmett and all the boys, Mike and Gil and Phil. So Phil was kind of authentic. He was there. Anyhow, no Rick Sanders. Love Rick Sanders. Don't you guys? Anybody else out there love Rick Sanders? Who was actually their second guitar player, keyboardist for Sport Kings. Maybe before that too. Surveillance maybe too. I don't know. Anyways, why am I wearing a Duran Duran shirt? Okay, I played a gig last night with my son Jacob at a place called the Rabid Fox in Kitchener, Ontario. A beautiful place, amazing food, treated us very well. We walked in last minute because they needed someone. Someone had an emergency, the original, so we were close by. Well, Jacob wasn't close by, but we got him off the GO train and got him up to Kitchener and played our gig on time. So we're playing, here's why I'm wearing this shirt. We're playing Hungry Like the Wolf, which is in our acoustic set. And we look up on the TV, and there's an outfielder on the Boston Red Sox. His name is Jarren Duran, or it looked like. So we're sitting there playing a Duran Duran songs, and then Duran Duran is on the screen. It was, I guess it's not really that funny, but it was pretty funny at the time for the two of us. No one in the bar even got the joke because they weren't paying attention. Anyhow, yeah, just got to say, oh, hang on a second. I forgot to do something. I have to take the guitar off and leave the screen for a second. I'll be back. I'll be back because I forgot to put this out here where I can reach it. If you can still hear me, I'm now walking back here to the studio type area. Yeah, I know. I don't rehearse these things. I'm not prepared. Anyhow, I would like to say a huge thank you, even though my show is pre-recorded, and I think I sort of said a thank you to the Port Theatre in Cornwall, Ontario, for our show. But then we did the show, and here's a poster from the show, Saturday, May 31st. If you're anywhere in the Cornwall, Montreal area, go to this theater. Port Theatre, because Larry and his family run this place. It's really a amazing testament to small business because they run it all on their own. They bought the theater. It's an old movie theater. They put a beautiful stage in, fully equipped with modern sound gear, incredible hospitality, put us up in amazing hotel rooms, and fed us. Did they feed us? We got food somehow. Anyways, their hospitality was great. The Port Theatre in Cornwall, Ontario. We had a sold out crowd. It doesn't say sold out on here, but we got some souvenir posters. Everybody should take note of that. Who's trying to do theater type shows? They did it all themselves, and it was just an incredible thing. They did things their way, printed their tickets themselves. promoted on their own, got us a sold out show. There's tribute bands, all the whole tribute band circuit goes through there. And kudos, long drive for me and the band from the Toronto area, but definitely worth it. We'll be back. And so thanks so much to everybody who was at the Port Theatre on May 31st to see Keep the Faith Bon Jovi tribute. It was great. That's all I have to say. It was great. Stay tuned. We have Bridge on Fire coming up with a bunch of shows in the near future. Couple in July, Pierside, and our favorite place, Cabanas. We're playing some private parties this month. Keep the Faith will be at, you Toronto people, will be at the Fairbanks Street Fest on June 20th, Friday, June 20th. It's a street fest, free to see the band. Come out and see us. If not, you can see us at the Q107 Canada Day picnic on Canada Day, July 1st, at Woodbine Park in Toronto. So a couple Toronto days coming up. More Toronto days coming up. Markham Rib Fest. We also have Fun Philippines at the Harbourfront, all in July. Check ktfbonjovi.com for our dates. Check the Bridge on Fire Facebook page for all our dates. Check Jacob D'Souza's music on Facebook and Instagram for his dates with the Harriets and his own solo acoustic thing. Well, it's not solo, I'm with him. But enough of my shameless self-promotion. Yes, thank you very much, guys. Happy June. Avalon Music Academy, our concert is coming up on Sunday, June 22nd. That's going to be a fun one and a long day, and I'll be pre-recording that one too, that Sunday show, because I definitely won't be here in my man cave. Take it easy, guys. Have a good one. Cheers. Happy June.